manifestation teacher, mindfulness coach, and founder of the Manifestation Academy for wealthpreneurs. Tonight, I am going to talk about the more practical side of running a business, which is sales and marketing. When you run a business, being able to practice sales and marketing, it's very important in order to make money, because most of the people I work with love running their own businesses and they're driven by their values. But what they don't realize is that they need to be good at sales and marketing in order to make money, because if you run a business and you don't make money, your business is not going to last for very long. People start businesses usually feeling very excited, wanting to change the world, and that is absolutely amazing. And this is the right energy to start a business. But they often forget that business must generate income. I talked about this during one of my lives last week, and I thought it would be a good idea to dedicate today's episode on sales and marketing. As a manifestation teacher and founder of the Manifestation Academy for wealthpreneurs, I am a huge advocate of manifesting. Often people are aware that manifesting exists, but they're not aware that there are few layers to manifesting. And one of these layers is taking positive actions. So if you ask the universe to bring you more clients and more money, and you sit and do nothing, you are not going to receive anything. That is because you need to meet the universe halfway by taking positive actions. And these positive actions are sales and marketing. First I'm going to read my notes. I want to be a bit more organized for today's episode. So back in the day, long before I started running a business, and actually this was one of my blocks when it came to sales, was the sales was classed as persuasion. Basically, a good salesperson will try and persuade you to buy something, to convince you that you need to buy something that you don't actually need. Well, my approach to coaching is very spiritual, and I always say to my students, it doesn't matter how good you are in sales and marketing, if your mind is not in the right place, you're never gonna make sales. So I used to say to myself a few months ago, actually, even though I've been in business for a few years, that I wasn't good in sales and marketing, and I wasn't good in sales and marketing. So one of my spiritual friends said to me, look, everything is in your head. You just need to work on your mindset. So I did. And everything changed for the better because I'm no longer in that negative mindset of I'm not good at sales and marketing. Now I am confident, I know what I'm doing, and I don't create obstacles in order to make sales. And sometimes I'm struggling to come up with ideas for my marketing. So when this happens, I just sit down, take a deep breath, close my eyes, and I'm tapping into intuition to come up with ideas that are going to help me to promote my business online and to make sales. So the traditional view of sales, I'm going to start with sales, is that sales is often taught as a number game. You have to sort of push and push and push and try to convince people to buy something, like I said, that they might not need, and to deal with objection in order to make a sale, to close the deal. Right, there are a lot of skilled salespeople, online business coaches I'm talking about, who will try and sell you an illusion in order to make money. For example, if you sign up for my coaching programs, you will make £5,000 a month within 3 months, for example. This is if it happens, it's great, but nobody guarantees that this could actually happen. And you can make £5,000 a month and as much money as you want, but in order to get there, you need to work on your mindset. So the first thing when it comes to sales is, don't create obstacles. Don't say to yourself that you're not good at sales. Yes, you are good at sales. Everybody's good at sales. Sometimes what doesn't help with sales is generational programming. Most people work for someone else. They don't necessarily know how to sell their product to someone, because when you work for someone else and running your own business, these are two totally different things. When you run your own business, and if you're good at running your own business, you'll be driven by your values, not from making money. Because when you work for someone else, people go to work because they want to make money, not because they haven't got anything better to do. But when you run your business, you actually want to help people. I mean, that's why I started my coaching business, because I genuinely want to help people. So, I am going to talk about marketing and sales with a spiritual twist, because, like I said, my approach to coaching is very spiritual. I believe that when you're energetically aligned with your business, your ideal clients in abundance will happen naturally. Okay, so when we talk about sales with a spiritual twist, we reframe the sales as an act of service. So instead of asking yourself, how do I sell this? Ask yourself, who can truly benefit from what I'm doing? This mindset shift is going to create conversation rooted in care, in connection, without pressure. Because when I think of sales, I always think of the Wolf of Wall Street. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to sales. Good salespeople will try and put pressure on you in order to make a sale. First of all, let me tell you, if someone does this to you, this is very unethical, and you can always say no. All right. Yeah, basically, sales is like everything else in business, is down to your mindset. Stay positive, believe in yourself, and obviously practice practice the shift from making a sale for the money and making sale in order to help people. Okay. Also listen to what your clients are talking about, and genuinely try and help them. Because when someone comes to me, for example, I work with small businesses and people who want to quit their jobs and focus on their businesses. I dedicate a lot of time to listening rather than talking, because I want to truly understand how I can help someone with what I do. And this takes me to marketing. The traditional view of marketing, when you understand it, when you understand how marketing works, you will see posters and adverts differently. So marketing is all about grabbing attention, standing out, and dominating the market. So if you see, for example, the big posters on, I don't know, bus stops, for example, or if you're driving somewhere, there's always big letters. That is because the big letters obviously grabs people attention. And big companies, of course, they pay a lot of money to very good people, to people who are very good at marketing, because good marketing leads to sales. The way I teach my students is, so look at marketing the way you look at sales. So first of all, believe that you can do it. When it comes to marketing, so who is your ideal client? Um, what is your target audience? Who are you trying to sell to? So when I started my first business, I used to make skincare products. I wanted to help everybody with my skincare products. And I read a book at the time, and the woman who wrote the book talked about target audience, and something I've never actually thought about. So as much as you want to help everybody, unfortunately, that is not possible. Um, what who are you trying to help? So, for example, I work with small businesses and people who want to quit their job and start their businesses, who want to transition from the 9 to 5 life into running successful businesses. And because of that reason, I have various courses and coaching programs to help them achieve this. So the way I teach people with a spiritual twist is to view marketing as sharing your light. Okay. Um, I often advise my students, be authentic. Okay, don't try and pretend to be something that you're not, because people will sense that. And don't think that you can't write content for social media, because these days marketing is happening, I would say, 100% on social media. I mean, I promote my business entirely on social media. Be authentic. Speak to your ideal audience like you are speaking to a good friend of yours. Um, Deliver your message with an open, loving heart. Um, and don't forget that your work is an extension to your soul purpose. And when you see marketing as an extension to your soul purpose, um, marketing becomes a sacred way to deliver a message to your ideal clients. Um, right. So this is something that I look into, I talk about in a bit more details in the Manifestation Academy for Wealthpreneurs with my students. Also, something very important I want to say is, so when it comes to marketing on social media, consistency is very important. I had few students who posted content on social media once or twice a week, and they're wondering why they're not getting any response. But when you promote a business online, you have to be consistent. You have to do it pretty much every day, because there's so many things happening on social media all the time, and social media will pretty much forget about you if you're not constantly on it. And also, what I have noticed is that the more you post on Facebook, for example, the more Facebook will recommend your profile to other profiles, and this will help you to grow your business, because it's definitely helping my business to grow. Right. So, what else do I have um, on my notes? I often say to my students, don't chase, attract. This is, as we call it in the spiritual community, the high priestess energy. The high priestess never chases, she attracts. Just believe in yourself. And if you're struggling to overcome any obstacles when it comes to sales and marketing, you can, good way to overcome these obstacles is journaling, by admitting to yourself that you find it difficult to promote yourself and to make sales. Just write it down. When you are honest to yourself, when you admit to yourself that you've got a problem, then you'll be able to face this problem, fix this problem, release it, and move on. Another thing I would like to mention, but I believe is very important. So I've had, again, a few students who said to me that they are too afraid to show their faces online, or too shy to show their faces online, People will trust you more if they see a picture of you. Okay. When you promote your business online, what you're doing is you're building a relationship with your ideal clients. Nobody will buy from you just because you've posted inspirational post, for example. So you need to look at your message. What are you selling? How can you help people? Why do you want to help people? And a picture review will help your ideal clients to trust you, to come to you, and to buy from you. I remember shortly after I completed my mindfulness coaching uh, course, I posted pictures of flowers because I love nature. So I always posted pictures of flowers. And a friend of mine said to me at the time, okay, you've completed your mindfulness coaching training, but why are you not talking about it? And flowers are not going to sell what you want to sell to people. It's you that are going to sell something to people. So, and also don't forget, social media doesn't control you, you control social media. You can always block and restrict people who are interfering with your energy. I think I talked about negative influence on social media last week. Um, and it's very important to build a trustworthy relationship with your ideal clients, because there's so many people selling stuff online and there's just so many scammers online. It's normal people to feel careful when it comes to buying from someone online. So consistency is key when it comes to business, but also believing in yourself, doing your inner work, because sales and marketing don't have to be complicated. Maybe they used to be complicated years and years ago before social media, but that's not the case anymore. And again, you control social media. You can restrict the number of people that see your posts. You can promote yourself on many Facebook groups or on none, but you need to understand is that the more you promote yourself, the more likely is people to see you and to buy from you. And few words about the Manifestation Academy for wealthpreneurs before I finish. So like I said earlier, I help small businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs to transition from the normal 9 to 5 life into running successful businesses. My approach is very spiritual. I focus on their mindset. I help them to tap into their intuition and to master the art of manifestation. I will include all of my links in the description below when I upload the video later on YouTube. I offer various courses and coaching programs. One of the most popular course actually is starting an online business with no money. People often think that you need to spend a lot of money at the beginning for websites and adverts and things like that. No, you don't. I don't pay for my website and I don't pay for adverts, and I still have clients and I still make money and I still run a business. And this is the good thing about social media, is that you don't need to spend money in order to make money. Things can happen organically, but for things to happen organically, you need to be consistent. You need to be clear about who you're selling to, what you're selling, and how you can help, because people will come to you with a particular problem and they want to know how you can help them. I wasn't sure whether to talk about pricing tonight. I think I'm going to leave this for another episode because I often get from my students sort of struggles about pricing. And believe me, I have been there too. But pricing, I think it will be a good idea if I leave this topic for another time. Thank you so much for watching me and have a great evening.